This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show. This is an intro. Who needs an intro? I don't need an intro. This is just a vape show. It's just a vape show. Vape show.
YouTube, what is up? I'm your homeboy Josh, back at you, and today we're taking a look at the Wasp RDA, the Wasp upside down Nano RDA from Oumier. I think that's how you say it. Oumier, O-U-M-I-E-R. It's a small atomizer. It's only 22 millimeters in diameter, so it's gonna fit really nicely on everything. It's not like other teeny tiny devices, if you ask me. It's got a reduced chamber, yeah, but I think that that's where the comparisons more or less end. It's got quite a bit of airflow. To be honest with you, the first build that I threw in here, I just kind of threw a shitty build in there. I created a bunch of fused Clapton coils before I ran off to the Caribbean and the Bahamas and the cruise, and I had a couple of fused Clapton coils, left over that I didn't use. So that's why I threw in here. And it was one of the shittier ones. Like I did kind of a shitty job at one point, fusing over the 2 strands of core wire, and it didn't come out too clean. And honestly, I didn't have the highest of expectations for this device. And I love when I don't have high expectations for a device and then it proves me wrong. It's one of those devices. It definitely proves me wrong. Top cap, the entire top cap is Ultim. Just one solid piece of Ultim. I think you can actually fit your own drip tips inside of it if you want to. I don't think you need to. I think it's perfect just the way that it is, if you ask me. There's no spitback, it doesn't get hot. The airflow comes through the posts and hits the coil on either side, and the cotton drapes down over the opposite way. The cotton drapes down on the north and south, the air comes in on the east and west, basically. And it hits the coil on either side, and it's perfect. It's a delicious, flavorful vape, and it's perfect for those single coil exotics, I have to say. Now, I don't think you could I wouldn't necessarily build the thing super low, because it is a reduced chamber. It is gonna get mighty warm, I would imagine, with a hotter build, really. Basically, you've got these 2 giant posts, and one thing that's really cool about how the posts are designed and how the screw is designed within the posts is that if you look at it, I don't think you can see it with the naked eye. Luckily, I have a nice macro lens. Looking at it super closely, you can see how the screw, left exposed, they actually have threading built into the side of the posts. So that's what guides the screw down. I'm sure that other, exposed screw sort of addies will do something like that, but I really like the way that it's done here. It's very discreet. It's the attention to detail that has. I think that that's really nice that they included something like that to help guide the screw into place. It's really well made. Really well made. The airflow comes in through the side of those posts, and you can adjust it against the outer airflow top cap, which works very well. It's very smooth, moving it back and forth. It's very rare that I find that it tries to unscrew the addy while I'm adjusting the airflow either way, which is nice. And the 2 O-rings that secure it create a really nice connection for the top cap, and it's just enough restriction that it's not going anywhere. You can hold it like that, and this is a pretty heavy mod. So it's not gonna fall off, but it's not trying to unscrew the addy either when I'm adjusting the airflow. A little bit. It can do that occasionally, but not as bad as most other RDAs do. It's very easy to adjust the airflow. Plus, one thing that's really cool about the way the O-rings are set up and it being an Ultim top cap, and they're definitely pushing the gold version on this one. And I can see why, especially with the name. It does have, it's called the Wasp. It does have like kind of that look about it, like the thorax of a wasp's ass. It looks like a buzz buddy is what it does. A buzz buddy? Yeah, truth be told, I really like bees. I know you guys know that I like cats a lot. I'm not wearing a cat shirt today, it's a monkey shirt, but I really like bees. I used to have them, I used to be able to get them to land on my tongue back in college. Yeah, I would stick out my tongue and a bee would land on it. I'd freak out whoever was nearby me, but bees always liked me for some reason. I like bees, they'll land on me, they'll hang out, they'll do whatever. I got stung once when I was a kid, like 5 years old, because I wanted to know what it felt like, so I basically held the fucking bee until it stung me. Yeah, lesson learned, it hurts. And I felt really bad because the bee died afterward. I didn't know that that was going to happen, and I cried because I was 5 years old. True story. But no, ever since then, I've just been really cool with bees. Me and bees have always gotten along. I know wasps, they're a little bit different, but I mean, it looks like a buzz buddy. I love a buzz buddy. They're awesome. Yes, I call them buzz buddies. True story. On top of all this, it is also a bottom-fed atomizer, which is really nice. It does have the option where you can install a squonk pin, which it comes with. And the only complaint that I really have about it was just that the original pin was just a bitch to get out. It took everything that I had to get this original pin out so I could put the squonk pin in. That was super annoying. But once the original pin was out and the new pin was in, I've been rocking it on the K-Box, Drip Box, 160 watt ever since. And I've been having a really good time. Now, my thought was build this thing low because it's a restrictive style airflow. It's a single coil ADA. It's a reduced chamber. It's going to get really hot, right? Well, I built it at about 0.6. It's 1, 2, 3. It's a 7 wrap fuse Clapton coil. Normally my fuse Clapton coils, I dual them up and they're 5 wraps each. That's it. That's how I normally build my fuse Claptons. This, it has a large build space. It's made for a wide coil, very wide. So I figured 7 wrap fuse Claptons, space out the wraps, it won't have too much heat to it, and it'll cover that massive surface area that, the posts are demanding. All said and done, it ohmed out at about 0.6 ohms. I said to myself, that's perfect. I'm gonna vape this at about 30 watts. It's not gonna be too hot. It's just gonna be a nice, flavorful vape. Great. It is. .30 watts is a nice, flavorful vape. when it's about halfway closed. All the way open, I realized that it's still a really cool vape, really cool. So I closed it down so that it was just like a hair open. I realized that it was warm, sure, but you can amp this up. So I started treating it like I built it for series mod. I bumped up the wattage up to about 70 watts, opened it all the way up, and it's delightful. Actually rather cloudy, deceptively cloudy for its size, and great flavor. I mean, that's a lot of clouds for an RDA with a reduced chamber single coil. And a lot of flavor too. I'm really happy with that. And it can go up higher. This 0.6 ohm build, I'm gonna push it up to 80 watts. 6.94 volts, almost 7 volts. Just delicious, really delicious. So it's not hot in the lips, and it's not burning the cotton, it's not burning the juice, it's delightful is what it is. So I think you can put a lot of fun stuff in here. The post holes are nice and ample. There's sort of a wire trap sort of configuration. Fit one lead in, fit the other lead in, and tighten them down. That's all there is to it. It's super easy to build, a pleasure to vape. If there's another gripe, it's that, like I said, the post holes are really, really wide. It asks for a really wide coil, which is fine for the exotic, but for the regular macro style coil, it's gonna be, if you're into those wide coils for like a series mod or something like that, or if you pump up your variable wattage devices, you like pumping those up really, really high, it's nice. Really nice. And it doesn't hurt that it's a squonker either. I actually like it better on a squonker than I do just dripping through it because it's got a small chamber. It's only about a 2-3 millimeter juice well. So it's easy to over drip in this thing. Very, very easy. But it being on a squonker, it's just, one press and it sucks the excess juice back down, and I haven't had any issues with it. I actually really, really like it that way. And at first, I felt like the Ultim was changing the flavor a bit, but I think it just needed a little bit of break-in for the cotton is what it was. And now I don't notice it. It's great. Yeah, it's a fun little RDA if you're in the market for something tiny, something that's actually pretty stylish. I actually really like the looks of this guy. And something that vapes really well, has great flavor, can function with big exotic builds, and this can. I didn't think it would, but it can. Then yeah, the Wasp Nano RDA from Oumier. Anyway guys, I want to thank you all for the support, the comments, the likes, the subs. It's all awesome. 2 more ways that you can support the channel. I'm going to be adding affiliate links in the description of all the videos and on the About page if I haven't already. And I also have a Patreon account where you can support the channel. You guys are awesome. Till next time, I'm your homeboy Josh. Vape on, vapors.